Hi folks, I'm Neil Williamson, and I invented and patented what I'm calling the XtrafleX concept. It's a concept which will involve very many different machines to employ the concept, but right now this was the first, the one and only machine in existence. It's the original prototype. I tentatively chose that infinitely progressive resistance phrase because I thought that for something as new and revolutionary as the XtrafleX concept, perhaps we should have an exotic sounding phrase describing the main ingredient in the concept. I'm probably wrong on that. The phrase should probably be something like zero, max zero, because that's more descriptive of the resistance within every XtrafleX rep. In the past, when I tried to explain my infinitely progressive resistance, or in this, as I mentioned, zero, max zero, people have had a problem understanding it. Hopefully I'll be able to demonstrate it very succinctly here. You see, I hit that foot pedal. My lateral muscles, I'm set up for a lateral exercise here. My lateral muscles, almost zero resistance against my laterals. I come down here, maximum resistance against the laterals. I come up here, zero resistance against the laterals. Zero, maximum, zero, which is a part of every rep in every XtrafleX exercise. Here's another feature. I hit the pedal the second time. I release that second weight stack. Zero, max, zero. I got ahead of myself. Zero, max, zero in every XtrafleX rep. But that's far from the whole XtrafleX story. I showed you a pretty much full range lateral exercise. With XtrafleX, you have the ability to totally design each and every exercise. You have total control over the range of motion, still with that zero, max zero feature, and of course the drop sets involved. You notice here I'm at zero resistance against my lateral muscles, but I come down here in this very short range of motion exercise, and I'm at maximum here, and again at zero in this very high range of motion exercise. And of course I hit the foot pedal again. I employ the drop set feature with the secondary weight. Back to zero. And of course some might prefer like a mid-range lateral exercise such as this one. Here again, zero resistance against the laterals at this point. Maximum resistance, zero resistance. You'll notice a little weight goes a long way on these short range of motion exercises. Here again we employ the drop sets, zero resistance, maximum resistance, zero resistance. And for those who prefer their short range of motion lateral exercise at the very low point, you'll finally be able to do that once there's XtrafleX machines. I'd like to explain how the pedals are set up. You'll see that when the machine is unattended, the weights are locked up until you hit that foot pedal one time, where you unlock the one weight stack, which gives a person a huge advantage in doing like just one rep to kind of warm up your muscles, let them get their attention before you hit that the pedal the second time to release both weights, where you do as many reps as you possibly can. Then when you just can't do one more at all, you hit the foot pedal again and go to the lighter weight 10, where you could do several bonus reps before you lock the weights up again by hitting the foot pedal. I've removed the handle from the right side of the machine here simply to illustrate that those four sides to that 2x2 square piece have holes on all four sides, meaning you can mount the handle in any one of the four different directions. Then once you've made your choice between those four different positions that are available, we need to fine-tune our adjustment. Once we take this pin out, then move the handle to where we wanted to start the next exercise, you'd find that there's always two numbers that are going to line up really well. If you just put your pin in where those two numbers line up, you've locked in your choice. And while these other features are quite relevant and actually quite exceptional, right here is the crowning glory of the XtrafleX concept. You'll notice that this part pivots at the center here. Please take note of that feature. It's extremely important. I put the slider back at the bottom of the green area again, where you can see that after lowering the weights, raising my arms raises the weights, as in the deltoid exercise. When we loosen the slider and raise it all the way to the top of the red area, past the pivot point, something really unique happens. We've totally reversed the resistance. Since we've reversed the resistance, we can do exercises where we push downward to raise the weights, such as for the laterals and others. I hope the picture is clear enough for you to see the numbers here. The red numbers indicate the degrees of motion in one direction and the green in the other direction. I'm going to move the slider up to the red 88 to do a PEX exercise. Then once I tighten the slider up at 88, I'll have 88 degrees of motion for the PEX exercise. Then after this PEX exercise, I'll show a few others, but for the sake of brevity, I won't include the drop sets. And to demonstrate the fact that the resistance is totally adjustable with XtrafleX, I'll do a back exercise with basically the same setup and body position. Here's a really good exercise for the upper pecs and front deltoids. I'm sure you'll agree that I adequately covered all the different ways you can exercise the lateral muscles earlier. Needless to say, once you reverse the resistance as I've done, you can do the same with the deltoids. It's mighty hard to find a way to put the maximum resistance where you want it in the triceps exercise in today's exercises. With XtrafleX you can. And of course, just as with triceps, you can do curls with either hand on XtrafleX.